What's going on, everybody? This is BroncoJuggalo.
And Bill.
And today we are doing 1987's Gremlins ripoff, Munchies.
Munchies! Hey, but before we get started, though, I got something really cool back from my buddy Gene. He does CGC Comics, and I got a horror comic back that is signed by Alex Vincent and the writer of the book, Bryan Pulido. Also sketched by Bryan, and little movie quotes on here. Bryan wrote, "Kiss my plastic ass." And Alex wrote, "Friends to the end." Just cool. Fucking cool, guys. Both great guys, too. Bryan Pulido, awesome guy. We've known him for quite a while. Coffin Comics, check out his comics.
Yeah, Bryan's an awesome dude. He's always very cool.
Yeah.
I haven't met Alex Vincent, but I met Bryan many, many times.
Oh, yeah. We've known Bryan for, what, about 10 years now?
At least.
At least?
I think the first time he and I met was 2011? 2009? Somewhere in there? I don't remember.
Yeah, when they had the con at that really small hotel. Right. Yeah. And, not a great location.
I kept in touch with him via social media, stuff like that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So he's a really cool dude. So, this movie was directed by Bethina Hirsch, and it stars Harvey Corman in not one, but two roles as both Simon and Cecil Waterman. One's good, one's bad. They're brothers, they're twins. That's all you need to know.
Yes. The evil twin and the good twin.
Yep. This is a movie that was also produced by Roger Corman.
Yep.
Simon, an archaeologist, on a trip down to Peru with his young son, who's like, 25. I don't know.
Wants to be a comedian.
Yeah, wants to be a stand-up comedian. He's on a trip to Peru, and he accidentally discovers an alien, which he nicknames Munchies. He brings it back home, and his brother, who is like the mayor and governor or whatever, like the rich guy on the block, owns everything in the town, he tries to steal this thing from his brother.
Who they call Arnold.
Yep, they call the Munchie Arnold. They're called Munchies, but the one in particular is called Arnold. And he tries to steal it from his brother. They end up hurting the Munchie, and that makes the Munchie multiply.
No, that doesn't make him multiply. That makes him piss the fuck off.
Well, no, I'm talking about when they cut him in parts.
No, you said they hurt him.
Well, yeah, they cut him in pieces.
That's not hurting somebody. That's decapitating.
But they didn't know that.
Yeah.
Anyways, doesn't matter. They cut him into pieces. It multiplies into a bunch of these little fuckers, which generally cause chaos and calamity. And sound kind of familiar?
Yeah. Except no water.
Nope. Roger Corman saw Gremlins, saw the great things it was doing, said, you know what? I need to find someone that's going to capitalize on this craze. And Munchies was born.
He actually admits that he was making a Gremlins ripoff.
Yep.
He admitted to it.
Mm-hmm. Much to the downfall of all humanity, this movie came to be.
He doesn't like this film. I do.
This movie was so dumb.
It was funny.
I thought it was dumb. It's like the PG version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
That's why I said in the creature feature tag that this is a movie I'd remake with a lot more blood and gore.
Yeah. There were a few things I liked about it, but overall I just was not.
Yeah, he wasn't into it.
Yeah, this movie is pretty much pure 100% 80s cheese.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, let's start with our cons. What did you not like about the movie?
Okay, first con for me. There is the ugliest fucking kitchen ever in this film. I mean, not even somebody from the 70s or 60s would find this kitchen even remotely attractive.
It looks like somebody on an acid trip decided they needed more colors.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is that?
You know, it's funny you should say what the fuck, because I was asking myself that throughout this whole fucking movie.
I like this movie. He doesn't. Get it out there. Oh.
The whole plot was dumb.
I like selling fucking radioactive treats to the Russians. That's
the
nice.
bad guy in this, Cecil Waterman, is kind of like Mr. Burns. Anything he can do that is evil, he will do just for the hell of it and to make money. He's got the Russians, back when it was still the Soviet Union, remember this is the 80s, sponsoring his jerky.
And other candies and treats.
And then come to find out that they were made from radioactive material. And it's like, what? You know? I'm sorry, but the whole plot of this was just stupid. There is literally an underground tunnel connecting every building in town that he stores the toxic waste and big barrels marked toxic waste that are very, very obviously empty because every time they bang into them, they sound hollow.
I like this movie, though. It's fun.
It's dumb.
It's a fun movie. It's from my childhood.
Your childhood sucks.
It. Yeah, and it was filled with a lot of head trauma.
I was there for a lot of that childhood, and yeah, I can contest to that.
Yeah. Is it my turn or yours?
It's your turn. Go ahead.
Next con for this film is, I know Roger Corman was not trying for serious, but some of the acting.
Remember, he didn't direct it; he just produced it.
Yeah, but still, he was the producer.
Yeah.
So. The acting was wow.
Yep, lots and lots of bad acting,
especially that wannabe cop, that kid.
The sheriff's son, the deputy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible. The acting in this movie was terrible.
Acting!
And going off that, the stupid characters. All of the characters were stupid. I felt literally like I was watching an episode of The Simpsons come to life.
That's a good thing. I like The Simpsons.
It was like a bad episode of The Simpsons.
I don't know why you don't like this movie.
I just didn't like it.
Yeah, he didn't.
Gremlins all the way, buddy. Well, do you have anything else to say bad about the movie?
No.
Alright, then let's get into the pros. My pro, pretty much one of my few, Harvey Korman. I love Harvey Korman. I'm a big Harvey Korman fan. From Blazing Saddles, History of the World. You know, I love Harvey Korman. He's an awesome actor.
Yeah.
And he does a really good job playing both the good brother and the evil brother. Very funny. He was the only high point in this movie. You know, pretty much the only real good high point of the movie.
Well, I loved him too because he was more concerned about his dead fish than his dead stepson.
Yeah.
That was...
God, the stepson was so dumb.
He was a stoner. What the fuck do you expect? He wanted to go to a hacky sack tournament, for Christ's sake.
And his mother. Oh, my God.
Very stereotypical, dumb...
Very dumb blonde. Very dumb.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, my first pro for this movie are the little Easter eggs in this movie. There are a lot of little Easter egg tributes to this movie. There's one for Indiana Jones. There's one for Star Wars. There's one for E.T. There's one for Gremlins. In fact, the dumb blonde is reading one of those tabloid papers.
And it has Gremlins.
And it has Gremlins on the front cover.
Technically, this movie is based in the same time period as Gremlins. And it makes reference on that tabloid to the Gremlins incident that happened in the small town.
Yeah. So I do love the little Easter eggs like that throughout the movie, referencing movies. Like, there's one point where some kid is going like this, doing like E.T., and while he's doing it, there's some music from the original Star Wars playing while he's doing that. Can't remember what chorus that was, but it still was a Star Wars chorus.
Yeah.
And then the Indiana Jones part with the spider on the guy's back.
Yeah. That was kind of weird. I'm like, why don't you just brush it off, you know?
The other guy didn't either.
Yeah.
He had a lot of them on his back. Indy only had one. His back was covered.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got anything else nice to say?
Yeah, I like that one of the little mutated aliens, one of the Munchies, is a cholo. He talks like a cholo. He acts like a cholo. It was funny. That was really the only funny things. Him and Harvey Corman.
I'll segue off of that then. I did think this movie. I do think this movie is funny. Little tidbits of this movie are funny, like when they're using the shotgun and just shooting shit like a pink flamingo and everything.
If you're stoned, I could see how it would be funny.
Okay.
No.
Or Arnold before he had the thing, like they give him a dirty magazine, he starts jerking off in that duffel bag.
That was where I really started losing it.
I thought it was funny.
That's pretty much all I have good to say about the movie. I did not enjoy this one that much.
He didn't enjoy it. My last pro for this movie is, and I already talked about it a little bit, I like the idea of selling toxic waste candy and treats and beef jerky to the Russians. I like this idea.
He was selling them to the Americans, too.
He's trying, but his biggest, what would you call them?
Consumers?
Consumers were Russians. And remember, this is the back in the day of Mother Russia, so yeah. I really do like this idea. Let's sell them candies and treats and beef jerky made of toxic waste. This is good. I do like that idea.
You're weird.
Yeah.
Bill's views do not express the views of BroncoJuggalo or any subsidiary of the BroncoJuggalo YouTube channel.
Or anybody that's actually sane. Alright, that's all I got.
Well, like I told you when the movie ended, this is how we're going to end this review. This movie makes Killer Clowns from Outer Space look like Citizen Kane. And this is it. This is BroncoJuggalo saying peace.
Rosebud. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
say goodbye.
And Bill say good night.